Okay, I've been working on this mosquito repellent. It's just like a ninja warrior, and it will repel all your mosquitoes. Stay tuned for that. Hey, welcome to the BlueGarden. Jay here. Alright, so I'm going to do a little different format. My prior format was to make you guys ask questions, but you guys are not asking questions, so I'm going to try a few videos giving you the answers, but not fully the answers, because it's a two-way street. I need you guys to subscribe, hit the like button, and leave a comment. That's the only way the channel grows. Now, if you notice, I've been away from the BlueGarden for quite a while. Haven't been putting up any new videos or anything like that. Have been corresponding with some subscribers that are watching old videos. In those old videos, I did provide the answer. So that seems to be like what you guys like. But I don't like it because you guys don't correspond with the BlueGarden. And if you don't correspond, the channel doesn't grow. Now, I had several other channels, and I was over there, and basically they were the same way. So I completely gonna walk away from that channel and come back to this channel, which was my first, and I like this channel better. The information I had studied long, and then looking into getting into more of the microorganisms, being taught and putting stuff under the microscope. So with that said, I shot these videos today, and it's raining, and going to try to put out more videos, and I need your participation. Tell me in the comments, hey, can you explain this? Can you talk about this? Can you do that? Whatever. Just communicate in the comments. Don't just ignore it. Because what's different between my channel and those other channels? Well, it's plain simple. For starters, I don't copy anybody, and I don't do Google, YouTube searches, meaning what people are searching and find interesting. No, I don't do that. You see, maybe that's one reason my channel doesn't grow, why I don't have a lot of subscribers and all that. Maybe, chances are a high priority percentage wise, yes, that's the reason. But I don't do that, because if you want that, go to the other ones. The other videos, there's a lot of famous people, they got a lot of subscribers. Does that make their information correct? No. Because you know what they do? They do Google searches, what are people searching for? And then they go look at those videos that somebody else did that video, and they reverse engineer it. Now, if you're not familiar with the term reverse engineering, is they watch the video and they change it. They shoot their own videos under the same contents. They just make it their own. But what do? They just copy somebody else's video. They wrote down their research word for word, change it to their words so they're not plagiarizing, and they make it their own video. And because it's similar to somebody else's video who got a lot of likes, hits, and views, of course, they're going to get the same. They just put their own flavor on it, but it's the same ice cream. So what do I do different? I do research and what's going on at the BlueGarden. All right. My fruit isn't fruiting, or my fruits are flowering. They give little fruits, but then they fall down on the ground. Why? See, my BlueGarden here is at my laboratory, and I experiment. And I don't put it on film because or video because two reasons. One, that takes a lot of time to do that, and I'm still developing the research. I don't know if it's going to work what I'm doing, and what I do is not conventional. It's not normal. It's not because if you want normal, and if you want to put an analogy like towards medicine, okay, you have your um, current medicine, what the pharmaceuticals do, and all of that. And it works, or sometimes it doesn't work. And then when it doesn't work, what do you do? Well, you go to these holistics, herbalists, and these ancient people that have been living out in the forest, in the fields, or not in big cities. And how did they get by? Herbs, plants. And guess what? That stuff works because the pharmaceuticals do the same thing. But once they realize what it is, they produce it using chemicals and whatever thing to mass produce it. So that's how they do it. You know, is it wrong? No, that's the way it is. But if you're looking for, oh, I heard this is the way you do it. Yeah, it probably is, but it's not the way I do it because if that was the case, it would work. Or you already know about it because other people are talking about it and doing it that way. See, I don't do it that way. A lot of you guys are having problems. Like your fruit stems are drying up at the tip. Why? You cut it, but it still, dries it up. And then eventually it kills the whole plant. Why? You see? This is what I do, the research, and I do. And it's not in books. No, it's trial and error. Doing this, doing that, taking from here to there and applying it. And, a lot of hit and miss and a lot of failure. But in failure, there's success, you see. And now, that's why in all my videos from the very beginning, if you watch all my videos, you will see the results of my experiments and my research. It's all documented in the BlueGarden. You'll see the same plant growing from a little stem to a big plant producing fruit. You see it in all my videos. Now, can the other people say the same thing? No. One week they do a video talking about, growing little sprouts. And then the next week, it's something else. What happened to the little sprout video? Show me in the ground where they grew up big. They don't do that. Why? Because it didn't work. If it worked, why wouldn't they show it on video? And guess who asked them to show you it? Hey, last week you did this. Can you show me a real life current video of it today? You think they answer my emails? No. Why? Because they're just doing it for views and hits and subscribership. That's why. But me, I'm the opposite. You asked me, hey, you talked about this last week, the microorganisms, what's the results? And I show you the results. You don't even have to ask. I show you the results. And on video, so you see with your own eyes, you see? So that's the difference between me and the other people doing YouTube videos. Are they right and I'm wrong? No. Am I right and they're wrong? No. It's just different way approaching it. A lot of them use chemicals. And one is the green stuff, or what do they call it? Miracle-Gro. Now, Miracle-Gro, I used to use that too. Hey, I'll tell you straight out. I used to use that. But when I started reading about it and people telling me about it, they use chemicals to produce that Miracle-Gro. And you're putting chemicals in your soil, and then that chemical is killing your microorganisms. And your microorganism is what produces your plant life. So if you're killing the microbes, guess what? You're killing your plants. And then if they produce fruit with that chemical, to boost up the nitrogen when you're eating it, guess what? Eventually, down the line, not right away, down the line, what happens when you eat chemicals? It's the C word, and it's not cat. So, oncologist. If you look up the word oncologist, you know what the C word means. A lot of you guys know that. But for those that don't know what the C word is, look up the word oncologist. Oncology. So, I approach the BlueGarden as medicine. Sort of like a doctor approaches people with illness. So, and there's a reason for that because I'll say it, I'm married to a doctor. All right, so I have a lot of medical books and I just reverse engineer it. So, because what are humans? Humans are organisms. Humans have the same microorganism inside of us. We have bacteria. We have good bacteria and bad bacteria. We have a lot of stuff. You eat yogurt, then you're eating pure bacteria. You're eating, microorganisms. There's that other stuff they sell, Activia. And there's other stuff. That's all microorganisms. Microorganisms in your guts that break down the food. You see? So it's all related to the same. We're all living organisms. And living organisms contain microorganisms. So if you kill your microorganisms, guess what? You're killing your plants. And if you're feeding your plants like Miracle-Gro, well, guess what? You're feeding them steroids. Just like as any of these weightlifters, bodybuilders that take steroids. When they take it on, yeah, they're big, strong, and everything. Talk to them after 20, 30 years, how they're doing. And you'll see a big difference. Well, same thing with your plants. You feed them chemicals, they're going to break down. Oh, they're producing in the beginning, but then in the end, once you stop, they die. You got to keep on giving the chemicals, just like a drug addict. Once they taste the drugs, they got to have more and more and more. And then what happens? Eventually, cemetery. So this is what I do here in the BlueGarden. My other videos, like I said, if you ask for the question, you ask for the answer, I will give you the answer. But the reason I do this is because I need that engagement for the channel to grow. It's not my rules. I've been saying this in my other channels and this channel. These are the rules of YouTube. The only way they will promote my videos is engagement. And that is through the comments. The only way they will promote my videos if there's a lot of likes. And the only way they will promote my video if you guys subscribe. That's the only way YouTube plays the game. And if I want viewership and I want to talk to more than myself, because I do watch my own videos, and yes, I do like my own videos, and yes, I do comment on my own videos. If I didn't do that, then I wouldn't even be a little dot on the YouTube channel, because YouTube would ignore it. So that's why I need your help. So it's a two-way street. So I'm going to try giving you just a little bit of the answers, but you got to help too by subscribing. And a lot of you guys subscribe, but you don't comment. What good is that? That's like wearing one shoe. What about the other shoe? You only wear one shoe. Is that going to help you? No. And then you don't hit the like button. You subscribe. You don't comment. And you don't hit the like button. What's that like? It's wearing one shoe with no shoelaces. How long is that going to last? Is that going to work? No. I don't make the rules. YouTube does. So Help the channel out. All right, thank you for your time. Hey, here we are getting ready with brand new boots. Expensive too. And they're steel toe. And getting ready to do some work at the BlueGarden. There you go. Steel toe boots. Alright, let's get into the rain and the mud. Okay, welcome to the BlueGarden. A lot of you seen this in my short I just put out. But this is the key here. It's the tank here. Alright, so this is how I make micros. This is not for growing blueberries, strawberries. You can see strawberries do grow. But what this is for is a vessel, what they call a hose. It's a hose. You gotta have something, a hose, to get the byproducts from. Now in humans, we have hosts that harvest eggs for childbearing, and you have hosts that host viruses, disease. They need a living tissue host. So this, what this strawberry is doing, we're not growing strawberries. We are growing microorganisms, and you can see how full that is right here. Now you've seen this in the video, and I will put this under the microscope for you, but if you watch my other video, you can see how the grass is full right there, and this spot right there, it was all bare grass. It wasn't growing, and you can see how it is now. It's full because the microorganisms. Now let's go over here. Let's take a walk. What these boots are meant for walking. That's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. All right. You can see here how the grass is nice. Right here, we got some bare spots. So this is calculated formula made for this grass. Now, these microorganisms is what the grass needs to grow. Now, again, formulas are formulated to do different things. So if you're growing fruits and vegetables, we will formulate the formula for the microorganism for those particular fruits. All right, there is no one for all. No, always remember that there is no one formula for everything. There is formula specifically for what you're trying to do. All right, so here we're making, now here, this is, a lot of you guys ask, okay, when do you fertilize your plants? What time of season? So I want to go here and say, I am not fertilizing. I am feeding my fruit trees. And these are my mangoes. You see this? So, am I fertilizing? No, I am feeding. There's a difference between fertilizing and feeding your plants. Now, again, you're human. What do you like to eat? You know, that's the key. So, you ask yourself, what do you feel hungry for? Well, fruit trees are more like vegetarian. They eat only certain things for it to grow fruit. Now, like I said many times, you could have these too, but the secret is when they get mature and they become little fruits, do they stay on here or do they end up on the ground? Now you know the answer to that because you've seen it many times. You can't solve that problem, but I have solved it. That's why my fruit stay on the tree. Overpack. I do not thin the herd. I do not thin it down. But what I do is feed it. And where do you feed it? Well, if you're going to eat something, where do you eat? Well, I assume, but it's not always the case, you put the food in your mouth, right? Yes. But what about people in hospital who can't chew? People that have their wire jaw shut. How about even baby infants that cannot put any kind of food down the throat? What happened? Well, they get a feeding tube. Where's the feeding tube connected to? Right into the stomach. So, a lot of you guys would take something like this, the food, and what? Sprinkle it on top. You've seen that many times in many other people's videos. They just sprinkle it on top, right? Okay, so look what happens when you put it on top. It sits on top, and then what? It stays there. You water it, and maybe it'll sink down into the root system. Where are the roots? The roots are not on the top here. They're not even on the surface here. Where are the roots? Well, they're deep down on the ground. So if you want to think of it as a feeding tube, look. Feeding tube. Where's that feeding tube going into? It's not the top surface. It's going into the root system. Alright? So, when I put something here, food, gets mixed with water, guess where? Is it staying on the top surface? No. It is going down to the root system where the plant takes it from the root, brings it up to the center core, distributes to the branches, and goes into producing fruit. All right. So this is how your flower become flowers, how your flower become fruit, and how your fruit stay on the branch. They do not get premature and end up on the ground next to these boots. Because remember, these boots were meant for walking. That's just what I'll do. Alright, so let's get going. Here. Are you a subscriber? No. That's why I'm not going to tell you what kind of food's in here till you're a subscriber. You need to help the channel out. Look it is what, Tuesday, rainy at around 11 o'clock. And I'm out here trying to make this channel grow. Need to call it this my new daytime job. So, you help the channel, I help you. I want to see at least 100 likes, thumbs up. And then I'll be making more videos and showing you what exactly is this, where to get it, or I'll sell it to you. And your fruit can stay on the tree just like this. Alright, so here's what we got. And then it's raining, so this makes it difficult. Because I want to get the phone wet. So here we got some. I'm going to pour it in here. Whoa, it has a smell. Alright, so that's going straight into the root system. Because it's raining, we are going to sprinkle some here. And you wonder, all right, you just said, don't do that because it should go in here. Okay, let me explain. Okay, give me half a second. This is not fertilizer, okay? Remember, this is not fertilizer. This is food. Who eats food? I'll give you a hint. Who eats food? Alright, now that you understand, put it in the comments. Who eats food? Microorganisms. Alright, so the micros. That is food, not fertilizer. Microorganisms, we eat that. This goes direct to the root system, to the root crest. This will help the root system, the microorganisms down in the roots. Will bring up through the core and distribute to the branches. Rain coming harder, so my phone's getting wet. Alright, I hope you understood that. And do subscribe. Hit that like button. If I see 100 likes, I'll tell you what kind of food it is and where you to get it.